Hey guys, it's me, Stephanie, with Quiendome, stopping in with a quick word today. Um, just some things that me and the Most High had discussed this morning. Um, and I know that this word was not just for me, He wanted me to share it with the world. Um, and what we were discussing was not to share. And what I mean by that, and how He explained it to me and how He broke it down to me, was you must understand that not sharing certain things in your life, certain victories, certain issues, certain information that you may want to share with others, he is instructing not to do that. Why do you ask? He doesn't want you to share because it is a form of protection. And you may ask, how is that a form of protection? Whenever I'm the one, going through the ridicule, going through the hate, going through the backhanded compliments, which is, what we all out here call fake. Me personally, I call it, when it comes to all you business owners or anybody that's aspiring to do anything, whether you're going to college to become a doctor, lawyer, whatever you're striving to become great at, um, you have to watch and understand. Like I said, what I call it is conditional support. And the reason why I say it's conditional, because it's only conducive to what it is that you can do for a person. um, One day they're up, one day they're down. It's because you are on your way to greatness. So if you're feeling like you can't share anything with anyone, just understand that it is protection from God Himself. I know that it's the thing to do, to share and celebrate, whether it's a small victory or a big victory. But the Most High instructs you to keep it to yourself, and He will reward you openly. Because you must understand, it's audience of one. It's an audience of one. And that is the Most High. That is the only person that you are trying to please. That is the only person that you should be running to say, are you happy? Was it a job well done? Because, see, we get caught up in the world's validation. And we all know, as long as Satan is skirting around this earth, that there's going to be hating, there's going to be malice, there's going to be control, because then you have people out there that want to control your narrative as if they were the creator of your plan. So guys, please understand that you are great. Please understand that just because you can't share your victories don't mean that you have to harbor the hurt that it may bring when you share it with someone and you get a backhanded compliment, you get conditional support, only when it's conducive for them, like I said. So please save yourself the turmoil, the hurt, the pain. And of course, this comes with trial and error, because you have to first experience this before you can figure out that you are needing to keep what it is that God is blessing you with, blessed you with, or plans to bless you with. Because everybody's not going to be happy for you, brother. Everybody's not going to be happy for you, sister. But you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep grinding, understanding that there's only an audience of one. You see, we get to where we want to be looked at great by everybody. And everybody wants to be looked at as a stand-up person. You know what I mean? A good person, to leave a good taste in people's mouths. And those who are truly there to support you and be there for you, they will truly support you. So I'm not saying to weed out everyone in your life, but those who God brings in, the kingdom connections, those are the ones you need to adhere to. The other relationships that don't pour into you but only take from you, you need to let it go. And that goes, like I said, for friends, family, co-workers, associates, people that you just may see in passing. You know what I mean? It's no respecter of person when it comes to the instruction of not sharing your victories. Because 9 times out of 10, if you are hurt after you've shared something with someone, you were not supposed to share it with that person or that, group of people. You know, there will always be that envious spirit that tries to come in and apprehend you. But you have to resist that. You have to resist the enemy and he will flee. You have to understand that the weapons of your warfare are spiritual and not carnal. So we don't fight with our hands, and we don't fight with cussing folks out and stuff. You can be truthful about what it is if you are approached with it, because you need to be truthful. Because being, not authentic about what it is or why it is that, you had to separate from someone is going to just cause more resentment for you. Not for the other person, for you. Don't put yourself in that position. It's not worth it. You got too much to do. The Most High has a plate full of things for you to do. And he's watching on how you handle it. Will you give your time to that takes away from you, or will you give your time to that pours into you? And like I said, don't be deceived by the conditional support, because everything that glitters is not gold, baby. And what they always say, whatever don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. And that's true. Oh, that's true. So keep your spiritual goggles on, so that you may see through the murky waters of deception. As I was reading here in 1 Kings and thinking about what Solomon went through, the jealousy he went through because of what his own brother did to him. So that's why I keep telling y'all, some of these enemies, some of this conditional support, some of this hate is going to come from your very own family. It's going to come from brothers, sisters, mothers, daddies. It's going to come from mother-in-laws. It's going to come from sister-in-laws. It's coming from every side. It don't have a respecter of persons. And it's not you're moving on for you to hate these people, because you cannot move on had you have or you do have hate in your heart. Because our Father is love, and he will not bless no mess. If you are holding grudges, he will not bless you to move on. You will not progress. And you have to watch with people, telling you what your version of forgiveness, your version of love, your version of, being there for them. You have to stop allowing people to give you the definition of your life, the definition of truth as it pertains to your life. Because their truth don't look like your truth. So, like I said, in 1 Kings, Solomon had to go through the hate from his own brother Adonijah. And Solomon had not yet even became king. That's what I'm telling y'all. They will hate on you before the blessing even come to fruition, because the enemy can see what you don't quite see yet. Ooh, shatarabasa. Ooh, man, that's powerful. Come on now. Let's be real. Because I don't know no other way how to be, and I hope that you don't know any other way how to be except real. Real with oneself first and foremost. Because if you are real with oneself and you carry the Spirit of God on the inside of you, then you are real with the Father. Then we are back to pleasing only one, baby. Audience of one. You don't have nobody else to be pleasing. Because if you please the Father, everybody else will be pleased with what it is that you're doing. And when I'm saying everybody else, I mean everybody else that truly loves you and see the greatness on the inside of you and see the greatness on the inside of them, so they don't have room or time to hate on you, because they too busy trying to be great. Solomon hadn't even became king yet. Adonijah, his brother, had just heard and knew that he was next up. That Solomon was next up. So he say, I'm going to throw a wrench in the game. Y'all, he started celebrating. He started getting the little homies and the yes men and the yes women that go along with this old conniving way of life, because you see they run in packs. People that have evil intentions, people that give backhand compliments and hate and have conditional support, they go and they say somebody need to jump this bandwagon with me because this person is too great and too driven for me to take on by myself. So consider yourself great. Consider yourself wonderful. Because see, no one person can handle you. What God has put on you, what the Most High has anointed you with, you got to go get more than one. You got to. Because greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. So you got to bring the pain, Satan, when you coming for the children of the Most High, from the children of the kingdom, baby. Because we girded up with the gospel armor, the boots of peace, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, and that old sword that cut both ways, baby, slice and dice them. So use this word to fight against the kingdom of darkness when somebody get to making you feel bad, or you've just experienced conditional support when it's really hate behind it. Because see, they're afraid that you are going to take off without them. But if you, like I said, if the people were busy enough being great and following the plan that the Most High cultivated for them, there would be no room to hate on the next person. No room, no time. Because you on the grind. But you learn from trial and error. So don't feel bad if you do fall into that pit. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Because of the simple fact, you should have people that want to celebrate you. And when it's time to celebrate them, you should want to celebrate them. But see, as long as that old devil, the serpent, is crawling this earth, you got to be ready. You got to be on watch. And you got to be ready for raw obedience. And when I call it raw, because it's raw. Because it's not what the world think is right. So they'll think you raw, mean. They'll think everything. But my father told me that what you call this, breaking away from people, places, and things that don't mean you no good, no matter what the title, he said, baby, that's raw obedience. I got chills, y'all. Because this word, so many people, I feel, need to hear this word. So many people are dealing with this. Still love them. Do not let your heart become hardened. I don't care if you just I had an encounter before in my life where somebody gave some hate, backhanded compliments, and I seen straight through it. That's another thing. When you are a child of the Most High and you anointed and you can see in the spirit, people will try to discredit that, but ain't no discredit in that, baby. If you know that you know that you know, you know. And it's hard to get stuff past people who see in the spirit. People be thinking they really slick, and you get to looking at them like, I'm watching you. I see everything you doing. So you might as well quit wasting your time. So like I said, people that see, it's hard to get a lot by them without them finding out what you really did. And even if you get deceived right off, know that the Most High will come to you in any form he need to let you know, daughter, this ain't right. What you felt in your spirit that day was true. But because of the love and how you want people to get along, love one another, and do how it is that, the Most High instructed us to do and be, sometimes it can blind you. And you walk right back into that den saying, no, they didn't really mean it like that. When you feel that nudge, when you feel it without a shadow of a doubt the first time, you better believe it. Because our Father don't make no mistakes. Yes, we do. You do need to check with him first before you make the decision and say, was this you trying to show me? Was this feeling you? Or was this deception? I do recommend that you check with the Father always with everything. Because we are human and we are but man and we are flawed. I know I said this was a quick word, but as I'm going, I'm hearing the Spirit just continuously tell me to give this out to the people because there's so many people in bondage to this very thing. Too much sharing, thinking that people care. These folks are not worried about you because they worried about you, but not in a good way. Only to tear you down, only to make you fly a little lower so that they can still feel like they can reach out and touch you. It's not that you're arrogant. It's just that you chose to take flight. And you get ridiculed for taking flight. You know, um, y'all, it's real. It's real out here in life, and you are like a ship without a sail, without the instruction of He who holds the key to your eternity. And like I said, back to First Kings with Solomon and Adonijah, he went and gathered up his people, and they threw a party like, oh, Adonijah say, let me hurry up and do it. Have you ever had those folks that say, let me hurry up and do it before he do or before she do, so I can look like the first one, the one. Oh yeah, I know y'all done experienced that. That's what Adonijah did. So nothing is new under the sun. It's been hating. It's been conditional support. It's been backhanded compliments. This ain't new, y'all. But you need to study and discern the word of God on how to react to these situations as you see how they reacted. If it turned out wrong, then that means you don't follow the way of them that you're reading about. If it turned out right, that means you do follow the way. Whether it was wrong or right, the outcome, our Father still made the just decision on how to handle it. And He gonna do the same for you and me. So, that happened. He gathered his people like he was really finna be king. Come to find out, Solomon received his crown from King David, which was a great man, King David. Not a perfect man, and none of us are perfect, but he was great. So understand that you are not perfect, but you are great. You are anointed. You are driven. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, like Psalms said. 119, I believe that is. So, like I said, fast forward, he gathered up all his yes men and yes women, and they partying and everything. All right, David blesses Solomon. He becomes king in another little ceremony. And Adonijah, Solomon's brother, get word back that David is now king. I ain't going to say now king because he was already king. Even before you get brought out, even before God puts you on the pedestal to show folks who you are, you're already that. Just because you ain't been acknowledged, remember that you are that. You are all that. So, and Adonijah had to know his place. But even then, because see, the enemy don't stop at once. He'll keep coming back. Adonijah went to Solomon's mother and asked her in a conniving way, why don't you holler at Solomon and tell him to let me marry Abshag, which was a concubine of David's that helped him and stuff when David got sick in his old age. So you see what I'm saying? So you must protect yourself and guard your heart at all costs because the snakes is out here. But a snake, what is a snake to a giant? What is a snake to a spiritual giant? And you got all of heaven backing you. You better ask David with the slingshot and the stone. It wasn't because his weapon was so strong physically, carnally. It was because he carried an anointing of power that shut that big old giant down. So, baby, you better sling that old slingshot, that spiritual slingshot, and know that your anointing is enough. All right, y'all. I'm finna get out for here. Be reminded. Be careful about sharing. He will bring you out in due time. Keep it to yourself. It's your protection. All right, y'all. I thank y'all for taking this ride with me. Let me get my glasses on. It had a glare, so I didn't want to wear them during the whole time I was talking. But Yeah, keep your head up, stay focused, um, and spend your time with the Most High, because that's your instruction. That's the only instruction to take. It's the only instruction that I would advise you to take. Um, Everybody, if it's your first time here, thank you. Thank you for tapping in with Queendom. Thank you for coming into my Queendom with me today. Because, of course, you have your own Queendom. Men, if you tapping in for the first time, you got your own kingdom too. And what that is, the kingdom and our queendoms are everything that is us. Everything that makes us. And we are unapologetic about it. Never edit who God called you to be. Leave the editing to Him. He got the editing tool. Um, Everybody that's been supporting me from the jump, once again, like I said, I thank you. If this video helped you, share this with somebody. Share this with somebody. Because I had to share it. I had to. I love y'all. And until next time, I know it's been a while. I've been working on some stuff and some things. So I know I hadn't made any videos in a while. But I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. And I love y'all. And I pray a special blessing over each and every one of y'all. That as you walk this thing out, that He will continue to walk with you. I love you. Blessings to you all. Until next time. Thanks for coming into my queendom. Bye-bye.